Hello, girlfriends, and welcome to another episode of Tracy Gold Show. And the topic for discussion today is how we can redefine our lives regardless of our age, because we really can. We can create the most amazing lives at every stage of our life. And our guest today is Lakisha Slaughter, and I can see she has joined. So, Lakisha, I'm just going to send you a join request. Okay. Oh, and fantastic. United has joined as well. So good to see you. All right, let's just hey girl, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I am so excited to have this conversation with you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Lakisha.
Well, first of all, my name is Lakisha Slaughter,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm 46 years old. I just had a birthday in May. Teen
Yay!
Taurus.
Congratulations. You're looking amazing.
Thank you. And so I've been a healthcare worker for over 15 years.
Yes.
So that's like,
Wow.
has been my life path until I discovered modeling.
Okay, so it's like a very big jump from 16 years as a healthcare worker to now a model. So tell us how that happened.
I just love telling this story.
Oh, good, good.
Well, I've been living in Gulfport, Mississippi for over, I say about 15, 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I went to go get my hair done. New Beauty salon. I've never went there before.
Yes.
And I was like, I'll try this lady and see how her talent is because she was from Atlanta. And so I walked in the door and it's like everything just stopped.
Wow.
And I thought I was in the wrong place. So I kind of looked around. I was like, my name is Lakisha Slaughter. I'm here for a hair appointment. And they were like, yeah, come on in and have a seat. And so when I got into my stylist chair, she was like, I'm sorry about our reaction, but you are absolutely gorgeous. Have you ever thought about modeling? And
Wow.
ever since I was a little girl, I've always been in love with makeup and hair and fashion. And I told her, yeah, if I could relive my life, I would be a model. So I
Yes.
put it out there in the universe.
Wow.
And she was like, well, guess what? I'm producing a huge fashion show here in Gulfport, Mississippi in 3 days, and I want you to be one of my featured models.
Wow.
So I was like, I've never done it before. I didn't know how to walk. She was like, no, just come out there, be yourself. And I just did it. I prayed and I just did it.
That's amazing,
And I
Lakisha.
haven't looked back since.
Wow. But you know what I find fascinating about what you've said is that sometimes the opportunity presents itself in the most unusual way. And we either have the option of allowing our self-talk and our negative voices inside of our head to say, oh, well, I mean, you could have said, well, I have no experience. Wait until I go and do some classes and learn how to do this thing. No, 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 that's not what you did. You just joined in and it changed your life.
That is correct. It did. And I like to tell women, sometimes the universe presents you with opportunities you don't think you're ready for and that you normally wouldn't accept. But sometimes you just got to jump in because your blessings could be on the other side of fear, which mine were. So I put fear on the back burner, just went out there, strutted my stuff, and my modeling career just took off.
That's incredible.
I spend most of the time trying to keep up with my modeling career, turning down opportunities.
Wow.
Because it just took over. It took a life of its own. And that's how I knew I was walking the path I was supposed to be walking.
Yeah. Lakisha, I also think that the timing is really perfect. If you look at what's happening in the world and how we are starting to redefine what beauty looks like and means. I mean, you're an African American woman, you're a plus size model, and you're 40 plus. I mean, it's all three of those things. It's amazing. That's the package.
Exactly. And when I initially started off in modeling, there were a lot of snags I had to overcome because
Mm.
you're correct. I started modeling at 40.
Yes.
And but one thing I can say that benefited me, and no one knew I was 40. They just knew I was in my early 30s. But I've always
Mm.
taken care of myself and my
Yes.
appearance.
Yes.
And so when people finally found out how old I was, they were blown away.
Mm.
But piggybacking on what I was saying, yes, timing is correct because I had to overcome. Yes, I'm a plus size model. Yes, number two, I'm dark skinned.
Yes.
So colorism is a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, yes. And so a lot of fashion, I want to say designers didn't really want to use me because I wasn't a typical model at the time.
Mm.
Even though I had the size and the curves, I still wasn't the shade that they wanted their brand to be represented by.
Wait a minute. Okay, so is there a specific shade of dark skin that they want?
This was 5 years ago, so we're breaking through colorism at this point.
Okay.
So yes, initially in mainstream media, a lot of companies think that just because they represent a black person, we should be happy. But we want all types of representation. So in
Mm.
the media, we saw a lot of the lighter skinned models that was represented. And we're slowly breaking down that barrier now. And I'm glad to say that I'm one of those models who persevered through all the struggles and fought a lot to get through that, to get to the point to where now it's like I'm a hot commodity
Yeah.
because I was willing to push through that struggle because I understood the importance of representation.
Wow. All right, this is powerful. So first of all, I'm hearing that you have to take the opportunities even when you feel like you aren't qualified to do so, or you feel like maybe you're not ready, or it's quite edgy. The second thing is that then you have to be prepared to go through the hard stuff. Because I think, Lakisha, that so many people look at those who are successful and almost as if it's happened overnight to them. It's like, oh, if only I was like her, it would be, and they often don't know the backstory. They don't know what really goes on behind the scenes. And you had a lot of struggle that you had to face that has put you in the perfect position now at this time to just blow up.
Exactly, because now I'm one of Ashley Stewart's main e-commerce models.
Yes.
So it's because they sought me out because I was the new representation everyone is looking for, the new
Wow.
diversity.
Yes.
A lot of companies are looking now for darker skinned models for diversity and inclusion, which I'm
Mm,
excited about. I'm really
yes,
excited because that's what we need.
we do. We absolutely do. And I think that what I love about what you're saying is that we often think, well, if it's a tick box thing. So if I have an African American woman or I have an Asian woman, then it's okay. Well, actually, we want diversity within that. And we don't want just a tick box, right?
Exactly. And what I like about Ashley Stewart is that they've been pretty much diverse from the beginning.
Mm.
But now they have such a beautiful shade and range of models that it's just like so exciting to be on set, never knowing who you're going to be modeling with.
That's
And to
incredible.
see that on set, it's just, you can feel the energy.
Yeah,
It's really exciting. I can feel the shift from five
yeah,
years ago.
yeah. So Lakeisha, how do you manage to get through the tough times? Like, what is your secret sauce? What is the thing that keeps you going when things do get tough?
Well, I had to redefine my purpose.
Mm.
When I first started modeling, it seemed like the opportunity was just thrown into my lap. So at that point, it was like I was modeling to prove that I'm supposed to be here.
Mm.
But I say a year ago, I redefined that purpose. Now I know my purpose is for representation and to use my platform to serve other women and
Yes.
men too. So I know I need to do my best
Yes.
to let them see me in my success, to know that they can do it also. So I have to redefine my brand. So I want to say I tapped into my spirituality.
Mm,
Is what I did.
mm, mm. And Lakisha, in your YouTube video, which I love, by the way, it's if anybody wants to just Google her on YouTube and you'll find, or I think there's some links in your bio as well, Lakisha. And you speak about being broken at the time of this transformation. Could you tell us a little bit about that feeling of being broken, yet needing to put yourself out there?
This is such a sensitive subject for me, but a year ago, my mom died of COVID last May.
Wow.
Yes, and me working in the healthcare field and really trying to protect my patients and myself, I was exhausted because we was working so much. And then when my mom died, I wasn't even in the state, and I couldn't
Mm,
get to her. And after that, then I lost my job because, of course, they laid us off. And so
wow.
I really hit rock bottom. And
Mm,
at that point, I got a wake up call. Like, what are you doing? What are you using your platform for? When people
wow.
see you, what do you represent? What do they tie Lakisha Slaughter, the brand, to? So I had to
Mm,
sit down and really think about a lot of things that I've done in the past. And that video was the first video I made after that year with my mom. And I put everything that I had into that video. And what's funny is that when I put it together, I sat back and watched it. I cried. Because as women, we get so tied up in the hustle that we don't sit back and realize what we've accomplished. Because we're
yes.
so busy looking to accomplish the next thing. And
Mm,
so that video made me sit back and really look at what I've done in the past 5 years, and it redefined my perspective of a lot of things. So a lot of things that I do now, I didn't do before because I've evolved, I like to say. So that video shows my transformation, and to show people when they come to see my brand, this is what I'm bringing to the table.
mm, yeah. Lakisha, thank you for sharing your personal experience because I know we're on a public platform and it's not always easy to do that. Do you feel that many women relate to you because of, like in the video, you share your story and you're open with who you are and what you want to achieve, especially during this time of as we're emerging from COVID?
Yes. I think now, because we have a lot of distractions taken from us, we have the time to reflect.
Mm,
And a lot of women are redefining their purposes and what they really want out of life. And I think that when they see me, they also see, before I was a model, I was just a regular health, I don't want to say regular healthcare worker, but I had a normal career. I still served, but in a different way. But
mm,
when I realized my true worth, I knew I had a bigger goal, a bigger path than just what I was walking at the time. And so I
mm.
had to truly embrace that. And I think a lot of women should do that. We should embrace what we really are called to do and not what we think think we're supposed to be doing, I should say.
Yeah, because sometimes what we're called to do is not what other people think we're called to do. They like often other people have their own, and it can be well intentioned, but family members, parents, want a certain thing for you, and sometimes that's not what you're called to.
Exactly. And like I like like Oprah Winfrey said, we have the disease to please. We
Yes,
want to please everyone else to make sure we're doing what everyone else or meeting everyone else's expectations. And then we
yes.
get lost on the way. We lose our true purpose or what our true desires are. And I
Mm,
encourage a lot of women at this time, we have the time now to reflect, to kind of pull back and just think about, what do I really want to do with my life? What do I want my legacy to be?
Mm, mm. Yeah, it's very powerful. I think that often as women, we kind of think ourselves small. We don't realize the impact that we can have on other people's lives. And yet to play small doesn't serve either us or the world. In fact, to play small means that you're not, I find that when I'm in my fullness and I'm in my space, it makes it so much easier for me to inspire other people to do the same thing and allow them to do the same thing.
Exactly. And that's a great point you just made. Because I was bouncing so much recently, I actually took a social media hiatus for a month.
Yes.
I just pulled myself from everything because I was losing myself. So
Mm,
I had to step back and reevaluate, fill my cup up again because I emptied it for everyone else.
yes.
That way I can stand strong again to step back out and be the best version of myself. And we as women, we give so much.
Mm. Lakisha, I think that's something that people don't understand about influencers, and I can relate a lot to what you're saying. And there's definitely been times, I grew my YouTube channel from 600 subscribers to over 20,000 in under 2 years. And, people looked at that and, oh, it's great. But it's a lot of work and it's a lot of giving of myself. And there were times when I was, I had other challenges in my life and I was getting exhausted, absolutely exhausted. And I felt that it was very important for me to step back for a while and reassess what it is that I want to do and where I want to go and how I want to also teach people how to treat me. Because if I'm just giving, giving, giving all the time and I'm not filling myself up, then I have nothing to give.
Exactly. And I think it's important, and I've just recently learned this lesson, that we have to learn to set boundaries
Mm,
because we do give so much. And once I learned how to set boundaries, and I mean healthy boundaries, I just don't go around telling everybody no,
yes,
but I want to make sure that I can commit to something fully and give everything to it and not just give a little piece of me because I've spread myself so thin.
yes,
So
yes.
I've learned to commit myself to what my true passion is versus just trying to please everybody just to get into the spotlight kind of thing.
Yes. So to do less, but to be more present and be able to fully give.
Exactly.
Mm, that's amazing. Lakisha, what would you say how do you think that the plus size movement or the body conscious movement is progressing in the fashion industry specifically?
I think it's giving, and it's empowering to watch it, but it's also giving women confidence in themselves and their bodies because, of course, mainstream media has taught us that if you're over a size 8, then you're overweight. You need to lose weight. As women, we're being pushed with all these different diets and to get to where they think we need to be. And
Mm,
once I let that go, I became a new person.
wow.
I still lead a healthy life, but I'm not obsessed with the scale. I still work out, but I don't work out and check my weight every day
Yes.
because the weight doesn't matter. It's how I look, it's how I feel. So
Mm,
I think the shift is a good shift. And prime example, the superstar Lizzo. Everyone wasn't ready for her because she's a plus size woman who came in and just blew mainstream media away because she was totally opposite of what everyone thinks someone famous should look like.
mm,
But we have to realize what she does for us. She let us see that I could chase my dream too, and it doesn't matter what I look like.
yes.
And I don't have to be. I could live my life unapologetically and be fine with it.
Yes.
Because my life is my life. And I think that's what she showed us. So The mainstream media is slowly, and I want to say slowly adjusting, but we have to stay vigilant
Mm,
because there has to be a balance. We have to have representation of all body types, all women.
yes.
And we're slowly breaking that mold, and I'm excited about the shift.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we've spoken about the shift that's happening from an African American or a race perspective. We've spoken about the shift that's happening from a size perspective. Now let's talk about the shift that's happening from an age perspective. Because I was surprised when I came to the US how ageist I find it is. I was like,
Yes.
wow, this really is very, very ageist. It's like worshiping the youth and acting as if, as we get older as women, we just become obsolete. We become invisible. And so many women that I speak to, that is one of their biggest fears, Lakisha, is that they're going to become invisible.
And that is so true. Which is why when I first started modeling, I didn't tell people who I was, because
Mm,
I knew they'll take that age onto my worth. Like she's over 40, so this is all she has on the runway. She can't really give us anything else. So
mm,
I started revealing my age when I turned 45, and that's when I can say when I truly embraced every aspect of myself, age,
mm,
size, my shade, that's when my career took a turn.
mm.
Because now it's like people are looking for all of the above now in the
Yes.
industry. So, but I had to get to that place.
Mm,
And there's not many, I can say, over 40 women that's really active in the plus size community,
yes.
as in beauty, because we do have 30 something year old women representing us.
I know, right? I mean, I was speaking to a woman the other day. She's in her late 50s and she's an Instagram influencer. And she was saying she got so offended by the fact that the beauty industry would try and promote the products to us with 20-year-olds, you know? And even if I look at my beauty needs in my 30s and in my 40s, they're quite different.
Exactly. And especially on YouTube. On YouTube, I see that a lot. A lot of YouTubers, you don't see many YouTubers in their 40s that feel that their channel has a chance because we have 20 and 30-year-old wearing our products.
Yes.
So why would they come to us when they have an influencer or a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers that's wearing our products? So why would they come to a smaller YouTuber who is actually in that demographic?
Yes.
Because it's all about reach and marketing.
Yes.
We know
Yes.
that.
Yes. However, what I also find interesting, Lakeisha, is that many of my viewers, women over 40, didn't even know how to get into YouTube, to subscribe. So just because the subscriber numbers weren't as high as influencers in their 30s didn't mean that I didn't have the views.
Exactly, because they are looking for us.
Mm,
But because a lot of us that are in our 40s, we don't realize our true power or worth. We don't even start channels.
yes.
So we are defeated before we even started. And
Mm,
so that's what made me switch to YouTube once my modeling platform got to a certain point. Because now, yes, I'm representing you on the runway, I'm representing you in the stores, but now I need to represent you in beauty.
yes.
So we need to see what products work for us, what we need to do for preventive on our age,
Yes.
on our skin,
On
mature skin.
our skin.
Yes,
Correct.
you know.
Correct, correct. This is amazing. So, Lakeisha, what would you say to women who feel like they want to redefine their lives? They've gone through a time of transition or just are going through a difficult time and they know that they want to redefine what their lives look like, but don't know where to start.
It starts from within. As women, we tend to carry a lot of things and we never fully resolve because we don't take the time to step back and really figure out what went wrong where. because we're giving so much. So I think we should work on ourselves internally, self-esteem, spirituality, defining exactly what our worth is, and then build from there. Because I think once I made that decision, and now I've grown so much spiritually and emotionally, I'm ready for anything that comes at me because I have that foundation.
Yeah. So it's an inside job, really.
Definitely. And also and a lot of self-care.
I hear you, girlfriend. I hear you. Lakisha, thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's been amazing. You're such an inspiration, and I feel really privileged to have this conversation. So if any of you are watching for the first time, go ahead and follow Tracy Gold Show, because we have amazing guests Tuesday to Fridays at 1 p.m. EDT time. So I'd love to have you with us. It'll be awesome. Thanks so much, Lakisha. Have a lovely day.
Thank you for having me.
Take care. Bye.